Hello, my name is Anjani Segrist, and today I wanted to talk about initiations, life phases, and basic human potential. So, if we had lived in ancient times, I'm sure that in some cultures, and actually I know that in some cultures and tribes, they still do initiate young children, young women and men into different schools or different phases of life. And if you were going to be put into an initiation, you would have to overcome some humongous hurdle. So you would have to jump off of a cliff into a freezing lake or go through a dark tunnel through pyramids in Egypt and, climb through little small passageways and with no light and find your way through. And all of these initiations that we don't really do in our culture and in this time that we're living in, it's like we get them anyway, but it's not in a controlled environment. So we're going through life in ordinary time and space. We still have our kids and our work and still have to take the car for an oil change and still have to, we still have to function. And these little initiations, sometimes huge initiations, are thrown in as part of our life. And so I just really feel the need to express that if you're going through one of these, what we would consider normal life situations, maybe losing a job, losing a relationship, or changing jobs or changing relationships. It is a transition phase, something that has ended, and then there's like this bridge, and then something is beginning. So these are initiation type of energy where it can be scary, it can be exhilarating, it can feel sometimes like the end of the world. Really can feel, depending on what the phase of life is for you and what the initiation is, it can feel really intense. So I just wanted to give voice to the fact that if you're in one of these phases, it's a beautiful thing, and it's like self-initiation into a new phase of your life. And it doesn't have to be gloom and doom, it can seem really scary and really gloom and doom, but in there's always a gift. I mean, it might be annoying to hear somebody say that depending on, what the phase is. So I won't say that because maybe there's not a gift. I don't know. I can only speak from my experience and in different things that I've been through that seem terrible and sucky at the moment. And as one of the people who I'm mentoring right now, where I would say we're working together in mentorship, because this mentorship program I'm doing is not about me being the mentor. I mean, in some ways, I have a list, like a big syllabus that I put together of things that I plan to teach, which are basically platforms for space to open up. And in this space opening up, I am learning so much. And we sat together for about 2 hours last night, and I guided us through a meditation, and we had a small sort of ceremony with fire. And during the meditation, we were, sending excess energy that was, the little psychic debris and kind of garbage that, we all naturally carry around, extra stuff that isn't helpful for us. And we sent that to the fire, and just in a meditative state, like nobody had to do anything. We were resting, and it was powerful and amazingly beautiful. And in that, and then hearing people's experience and what they saw and what they felt, I learned so much. And I'm using from my experience of what I'm learning from the people that are in the mentorship program, is going to be part of, in some way, not word for word what people are saying, but it's going to be part of my next project. I'm making a book and a workbook for just helping us to access our own inner wisdom and our own intuition, and sort of the way it came through in my mind was stop paying the middleman. So I'm the middleman a lot of times, and that kind of gave me a little shock, like, oh God, what am I going to do? Because people come to me and ask me all these questions, and I don't have the answers. I have a place to point you to, and ways for you to find your own answers, because you're the only one who has your answer. And when you go outside of yourself, and if you ask a question to somebody who you're calling a teacher or a mentor or a guide, and they tell you an answer and tell you to do this, I would question that, because nobody knows. I mean, if you ask me if eggs are good for you, I can give you my interpretation according to Ayurveda if eggs are or are not good for you according to your constitution and what things you're working with. But then still, I'm not giving you the answer. You find your own answer, and I can help you find a way to get to your own answer. So in closing, I just want to say that, oh God, I just worked with somebody, and he said, if you see the Buddha, kill him. And so that, in our own mind too, if somebody gives you the answer and tells you, you must do this, or this is the right way for you, in my mind, the first thing I say is wow, that must have helped them. That must have worked for them. And, I might consider it as part of what I might do, but ultimately I am the only one who will know what is right for me to do. So there's no pill. There is no one person you can go to and they have all the answers. This is a process and a journey, and being with yourself is like being in relationship to a lover or to a best friend or to a family member, whatever relationship you can most relate to. And in that relationship, there is an unfolding and a process, and the relationship builds little by little. And in working with our own self, little by little, just opening up, opening slowly, the relationship builds, trust is built, and at some point, you're able to walk into the grocery store and ask, what would be good for me, whatever you're dealing with in your mind, in your body, with your state of being. And there's going to be some remedy in food or in, maybe whatever. You just follow your own guidance and trust it, and it's a process that evolves. So thank you so much for watching this video. Be looking out for more from me in shorter little videos on tips, ideas, tools, techniques, and methods for building the relationship to yourself, trusting yourself. And as one very beautiful person who I recently read an astrology chart for, as he put it, waking the fuck up to your own divine nature. And with that, I close. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, sign up to my mail list, and I'll leave information down below. So thanks again.